All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we got the one and only, we got the legendary Twan right here, live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here, brother. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you were most certainly welcome, man. But I know you're a very busy individual, man. So I'm gonna dive right into this interview, man. But I want to take you back to the late 1990s, man, where you actually released the Ghetto Harmony R&B mixtape, Volume 1. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a story behind that phenomenal project, and of course, is it still out there to be purchased today?
Right, that's a great question. That particular story, that particular album was actually my first underground record, and it was released under Hood for Life Records, and it was a hard project, bro. I was going through some rough times at that time. I was actually a single father at that time. You know what I mean? And that was really rough. A single father with 4 children, and my oldest were girls, and I was going through a hard time. So really, music saved my life. So it was like that project meant everything to us, bro. So I put my heart, I got pictures and stuff with my kids in the studio, late night sessions, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, laid out, and I got to make sure I still be a good father, you know what I mean, and do my music. So it was hard juggling that project, bro. So that whole story within itself is one from something I did that was, necessary to feed my family, but at the same time, it was me pouring out my heart, my artistic, creative vision, and they gave me that opportunity to do that. Now, is the album still out? It was actually underground. I was like one of the first R&B dudes to do an underground mixtape on the West Coast, like that type of style. So this was back when they was jacking for beats, like in the before Facebook and Instagram. What did we have? What was that? That one website, everybody, MySpace. That's just back when MySpace first started and all that good stuff. So that's when that was going on. So it was a grind, and it was an underground R&B mixtape, bro. So someone has it out there. So whoever has it, I need it, because I don't even got a copy myself, bro. We sold all them copies, and I don't have a copy myself. That's crazy.
But also as well, man, in the year 2002, you actually worked with the one and only Sibo on his song "Life as a Rider," man. I was wondering, what is the story behind that collaboration? And of course, man, how did yourself and Sibo initially get connected?
Well, I got that Sibo "Life as a Rider" collaboration from a good friend of mine. He was also in a group with me when I was signed over at Blackground Records, because we were all label mates over at Blackground with the Leah and Tank before she passed away and Static passed away, unfortunately. We were all over there, and I was in a group called RDT, Rockstar the Downtown Players, and I was the lead singer. But the producer on that was J-Dub Walker. He's also a bad boy hitman. He's the guy that produced Kelly Price, Friend of Mine, and a lot of other hits. His name speaks for itself. But to continue the story, Nancy Fletcher, who was the only girl in our group, Rockstar the Downtown Players, had to hook up with Sibo, and actually it was Bosco. He had a house that was close out to, it was like adjacent to the Hollywood Hills over there by the LA Zoo. So we went over to his house and recorded, and she wanted me to write for her, because that's what I was doing at that time. I was actually writing for her. She wanted me to do for her like what Static was doing with Elisa. So it's crazy, but that's true. So I was writing for her, and we ended up doing a few songs there at Bosco's studio pad. It's at his house, and that's how we came up with that, and they chose that for that particular project. And I'm thankful for T. Cole, the manager, Sibo's manager, and West Coast Mafia, all those guys over there. They look out for you boys, man. So it's much the love.
And I have to ask, man, was that the only time you actually had the opportunity to work with Sibo, or did you work with him other times throughout your career?
Well, Sibo in particular, that was the only time that I worked with him. Now, it was crazy because I had an incident where I was actually in the county jail, right? And in Sibo, I was on, I think, Able Row in Central LA County Jail. And then Sibo came in, and one of the trustees came up, like, hey, Sibo just came in. I was like, oh, he did? I was like, shoot him. So I shot him a kite and told him I was in there. I was on some petty stuff. It wasn't no real serious thing. And so I shot him a kite and told him I was locked up, too. I was on this particular role in this cell. So he shot me a kite back, and I asked him for T-Po's number because I was the manager, and because I was trying to hook back up with him to see if we could do some more music. So he shot the number back. Life ended up happening. I think I ended up losing the number, never calling back. But that experience in itself is one of a kind, man. I'd always cherish that. That's certainly a part of my experience, though. It was never to love all the way through. And there's some good people over there. There's some solid dudes, man. That whole camp over there, all of them.
And as well, man, aside from actually the music industry, you are actually a film director. I was wondering, what made you decide to venture into that aspect of the entertainment industry? And of course, what films did you actually have the opportunity to direct so far?
Well, so far, as far as film directing, it's out there, for people to get is the video. It's the docu-movie video that I just directed, executive produced, should I say, therefore a more specific title of the whole project, from, putting it out, from directing the video, the whole nine, the short film, alongside with my brother Twan over at Destination Worldwide as well. Because he was also a director on the project, but I was the executive director on that particular project. And that's the project that I have out where we had my brother, good friend of mine, loaned him from 20-some years, put like a little skit segue into the movie that they're doing, Nino's Revenge, 7th of Westlake. That's out right now on Amazon Prime. So if you look at that entire video, the 14-minute video where I did the video docu-movie, you'll see my work there as far as directing is concerned. But I do have projects that I'm working on. One in particular, there's a documentary, because there's a book that I have, Ghetto America, This Is Us, which is coming out. And that's more of a history book to give you empirical data on the relationship between blacks in North America since the establishment of North America in colonizing Jamestown, Virginia, all the way up until Obama's second term in the White House. And I touch everything from gang banging to like everything that it pertains to the ghetto, as far as the conditions, descriptions, and the overall demographic of the population of the ghettos here in North America. Now. So that's the project that I'm working on and been working on. That's going to take some time, but it certainly will be released. The book is set to be released. I'm hoping to release it by Black History Month come 2022. I'm keeping my fingers crossed everything looks good, but it's all in God's timing, man. So yeah, that's that aspect of that.
And also as well, man, your music was also featured on the soundtrack for a movie, A Day in the Life. I was wondering, how did that opportunity come to be for you? And of course, what was it like just having your music implemented on disc 2 of that phenomenal soundtrack?
Oh, that was actually great. A Day in the Life. I hooked up with my brother Sticky Fingers from Onyx. And me and that dude, when we hooked up, it was just like, he was like, dude, I got to get you in on this project, because he did a hip-hop musical. And that was with, he did a hip-hop musical with, like, I think he had Vivica Fox in it, Stays on Love. He had a lot of names in the Vogue team. All of the black film stars were all there. That's his colleagues. So they were all in the hip hop musical. And it was pretty dope too. The part I did, it was with Cash, with the Alcoholics, and then also it was Cash with the Alcoholics and Faison Love himself on the part that I did, which is 100 Miles and Running. It's towards the end of the documentary, not documentary, so towards the end of the hip-hop musical, they actually filmed itself, but on the soundtrack, I forget what number it is. If you go get the soundtrack, A Day in the Life, you'll see it there. It's Don Twan, Cash, and Faison Love. It's called 100 Miles and Running.
And I gotta say as well, man, it definitely sounds like a phenomenal project.
Oh man, that was an awesome project. I was just blessed to be a part of it. With my relationship with when I was over at Proof of Life Records, my relationship with them had led me to a relationship with to my brother Sticky Fingers, who was good friends with the one of the owners of the label, which was Lamont Broomfield, rest in peace. And that good brother right there, had hooked me up with him, and that's how that whole project came to be. So it was just a blessing. I was just glad to be part of it, bro.
And also as well, man, August 28th of 2017, you were actually featured on the narrator RBX's Play to Win single. I was wondering, how did you guys actually get connected? And of course, what was it like just being in a studio working with West Coast hip-hop legend?
Oh, well, see, RBX, man, the West Coast is like, it's really like one big family. I mean, even some of us that haven't known each other for like, 30 or 40 years have heard of each other, and certainly everybody knows RBX. He's a legend, the Chronic album, Drop Bombs on Hiroshima, everybody knows that. So I've always been affiliated through certain acquaintances, you know what I mean, that he and I have both known, but we really didn't touch down with each other as far as connecting and really, really collabing until about, I'll say a good, I think it probably was about 2014, about 2014, when we actually, 15 actually, when we actually collabed and we put out the song Revolutionary Love. And that was actually a song that, again, me and the brother Twon, the Destination Worldwide, did the video. That was another project that I was a part of the executive production on with that whole project as well. So that was a real good thing. That was a real good thing, bro.
I gotta say as well, man, do you have any future plans to actually work with RBX again? Because you guys had such phenomenal chemistry on that single.
Well, we have some tracks. I got some heat, bro. I got something I'm about to drop in a minute. I got a few hits lined up. So me and the brother RBX got another one too. And as soon as we release, it's called, I give you the title. It's called We Ride Together. So I'm gonna just say that much. And it's dope. It's produced by.
Are you still there, Don? Hello, Don? All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. We lost him, but we're going to bring him right back.
I'm right here.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Oh, my apologies. I can hear you now. My apologies. I think we just got a little dead air there going on.
Okay.
You got to love them telephone calls, man. Sometimes they definitely catch you off guard.
Hey, it's all good, brother, but I'm right here with you, brother. Sometimes the connections are bad. My apologies for that.
Oh man, no, it's all worries, man. I live in the middle of pretty much bumfuck nowhere, to be honest with you, man. So sometimes sometimes the reception is also on my end as well, man.
Okay.
But also as well, man, May 14th, so just right at the beginning of summer of this year, you actually released your most recent single titled Fresh Out. I was wondering, what is the story and inspiration behind that amazing single? And of course, where can our listeners actually purchase themselves a copy today if they haven't already done so?
Yeah, that's a great question. That song Fresh Out, bro, was a song that I've actually, when people hear things, when you got a hit, it's timeless. Like, whenever you drop it, it's like new to everybody who hasn't heard it. So I actually wrote that song over a decade ago. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to produce it. I think the time was right, especially when we got prison reform. I do work in the prison reform field, you know what I mean? I'm a member of ARC, the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. I developed a curriculum based on neuroscience and cognitive psychology that I have facilitated there in self-help groups. And the feedback and the help that you can see in the individuals over time was like so good. That was the reward I got to have people really say this is a tool that they can use to help themselves, help their lives and others around them. So I do that type of work too, man. So that song, Fresh Out, was a dedication to the work that everyone's doing, all the advocates across the nation and all the support from around the world is dealing with prison reform right now in the United States. Cause it's a really big thing, and it's long overdue. Since 1865, the ratification of the 13th Amendment in the prison industry booming the way it did, going from 0%, almost to 0% black to 30% black. in the 5-year time span. I'm talking from 1861 to 1865, and we're still dealing with those numbers today. 30% of the prison population is still black and brown people. So that's a big thing, and so that's my dedication to that. And it was a personal thing because when I got out of prison, because I did 3.5 years on a 6-year sentence in High Desert State Prison, and so that was so for real to me when I wrote that song, getting out like that and ready to do the right thing and want to be somebody for myself, for my family, for my community. And to be a good positive influencer like everywhere I go. So that song is that really hits home with me. Thanks for that question.
And I gotta ask as well, man, what is next for yourself, the legendary Don Twan, man? Because I know your roots run so deep within hip-hop and also the entertainment industry as well, man. But I have to ask, is there anything we missed? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM airwaves this evening.
Oh, I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there anything we missed or anything else you still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here on the radio airwaves this evening.
Oh, no. Nothing to promote other than go get that fresh out. If you haven't got that fresh out, you can go get it on Google Play. You can get it anywhere that music is distributed. Spotify is I've got a lot of hits on that. Anywhere music is sold digitally, it's on all digital platforms. So please go grab that, download it, share it, support the movement. A lot of people have lived experience, man. You would be surprised. So many people have been in jail and been treated unfairly by an unjust system, and either got served time that they shouldn't have served, or long sentences that were just like totally exaggerated, you know what I mean? And if you aren't one of those persons, you know somebody like that, and that's lived experience to have that connection with some. So I think it hit home with a lot of people, man, not just in the United States, but around the world. There's a lot of systems that need to change, in regards to prison reform. And so, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Fresh out on all digital platforms. Go download it, stream it today. Yes, sir.
Hey, most definitely, ladies and gentlemen. Either you get it or you most definitely will regret it. It is a phenomenal single.
I appreciate that, man. All the love. Shout out to my Canadian family out there, from all the provinces, man. And it's all good from every, I think what y'all say, postal codes out there?
Postal codes, yeah.
Yeah, every postal code region out there. Nothing but love from me to you. Ghetto America, this is us. Even in your town out there in Canada. I love the people, man. It's all love.
And, man, before we part ways, man, if you can, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything that you got going on if they're not already doing so.
Oh, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at _real_Don Twan. You can follow me there. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Antoine Carter. That's my legal name. I do other things besides music, as I explained. And also on Facebook, you can follow me under my legal name, Antoine Carter. So that's ANTWON, last name Carter, CARTER. You can follow me there on Facebook, _real_Don Twan on Instagram, and at Antoine Carter on Twitter. So follow your boy, man. Stay in tune with what I'm doing. It's nothing but love, like I said, from me to you, Ghetto America, and to all the ghettos across the world. This is us. One love.
And I gotta say, man, definitely have yourself a wonderful night. And again, thank you so much for giving us a bit of your time here this evening.
Nothing but love, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're most certainly welcome, man.
All right.